guys! Today we're going to learn how scientists measure the wind, and that's with an anemometer. This is an anemometer. Well, it's an anemometer and a computer that lets you see what the anemometer sees. So, let me show you the different parts of the anemometer. So here are the different parts of the anemometer. This is a field type anemometer. It's all contained, and it has its own battery here that you charge up, and a connection for a probe right here. This is field portable, so I can take it out on this little strap and hold my probe, which is right there, this guy right there, out into the wind to see how fast the wind goes. Here's the little readout. Well, we don't need help. There's the velocity. See, it's not very windy in here right now. Okay. So here's a close-up of the tip of the probe. This is called a hot wire anemometer because these guys are hot wires. The anemometer passes current or electricity through the hot wires to get them hot. It wants to keep the wires at a certain temperature. So when wind blows across the wires, what happens is that the anemometer has to put more current through the wires to keep them at the same temperature. It measures that difference in current and translates it into wind velocity. The faster the wind blows, the more the probe cools down, and the more current it has to put through. So when wind blows in the probe right here, what happens is the signal travels down this cord into the anemometer. The anemometer outputs in a current, which translates directly to a velocity. And the computer can't read the current, so what has to happen is that the anemometer outputs through this wire into this box, which converts the current into a voltage, which the computer can read. Then through this black wire right here, it goes into the computer and pops up on the screen. So here's the computer program that lets us visualize or see and take data from the anemometer as we're collecting it. So you can see that this is a graph of the wind velocity, which is on the y-axis, and time, which is on the x-axis right here. So you can see that when this blue line goes up high, that means that the velocity is faster, and when it's down here, it's close to 0. Let's blow on the probe and see what happens. So, here are the points at which I blew on the probe. You can see that the velocity jumped way up here, and when I blew even harder, it jumped up here to 2.8 meters per second. So with the software, we can not only see what's happening, but we can also hit this red button that says trigger and take and capture all of the information that's printed in this window. So that's how an anemometer works. Now I get to go out with my friend Matt and Raleigh to test it out to make sure everything works properly before I take it to Moorea.